Hey guys, welcome back to Road to October. This is episode number 2, and I believe in last episode I touched briefly on that we're going to be doing a Silent Hill themed haunt for next year, which is going to be the 20-year anniversary of Silent Hill. And to do a little deviation on that, deviation is actually going to be parallel, I guess. We're going to get ready for the Big Lick Comic-Con here in Roanoke. And me and my two daughters are going to do costumes in Silent Hill for that. So we're going to be able to kill two birds with one stone, I guess, with costumes for the haunt and also for this this Comic-Con coming up. So I'm going to go as Pyramid Head. I got my oldest daughter going as one of the nurses, and my youngest daughter going as Alyssa Gillespie, which is the whole little shithead girl, schoolgirl that is behind the whole Silent Hill chaos. So with that being said, we got that going on with a couple other projects going on. So we're just going to get right into everything, and we'll check you later. So as I said in the last episode, we're doing a Silent Hill theme this year, and of course we can't have Silent Hill without Pyramid Head. So that is currently what I've been working on, and this is the hot mess I've managed to make. So anyway, this was my first mock-up here that I made, and there's a lot of tutorials and stuff out there, and I might have talked about this in previous years about using Pepakura, where they'll take 3D renderings of almost anything. You know, you see a lot of Iron Mans and Fallout characters, and then they'll actually flatten them out. So you can print these out and everything, but this one is not to scale. You can see this is only about 10 inches. So basically, I've been taking these and importing them into AutoCAD and scaling them up and everything. And the way it should, they call for, the whole nose point is supposed to be 44 inches, and that just seems awfully big for my body, so I scaled it down to about 35, and I'll show you where I'm at right now. I'm going to the bathroom here. So this is my first mock-up here, and I think it's close to what I need for my body, because I'm not really that big of a guy, so we're getting pretty close. I think I'm going to remake it just a little bit bigger. So anyway, that is one project we're working on, is the Pyramid Heads. And second and third, I don't think I talked about this last time, or I can't remember if I ever talked about this. So I'm basically making a silicone mold so I can pour my own foam bodies, just like using the Polyfoam F3. And I did a live stream on Hunter's Hangout not too long ago doing this, and I almost have it done. It's pretty thick here on the flanges, but there's some spots that it's still pretty thin, so I need to fix that. So anyway, I got some footage from summertime when I was actually modifying this mannequin and everything, and I'll throw up some of those videos. And then of course, still pouring hands. I'm doing this in my basement now, so, but people are still buying hands, and I'm still pouring them like mad. So if you guys need hands, I got them, and I've got a lot of them. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna go back and work on Pyramid Head, and then I'll put up some videos of when I was modifying this guy. Welcome back, guys. I know it's been quite a while, but we have been working on some projects. This one we're going to jump into. I'll bring you up to speed because we've been working on it I say we, I've been working on it for several months on and off. But basically I'm making a body form for a flat back body. What I got here is I had to do a lot of searching for a plastic mannequin that had as straight of arms and straight as legs as possible. And I found this one on eBay. Normally they're like $130, but someone was selling one by chance for like 80, I think. So I got that, and of course it was 6'1" tall, and I wanted something, you know, normal height, like more my height. So I'll bring the camera over here in a second so you can see it, but I've actually shortened this thing up to about a 5'8" body as opposed to 6'1", and also you'll see this here in a bit. Cut off the back to make it a flat back, just so it'll sit flatter on the table. For a prop that I want to do where they're laying down. Because you know, if you take an actual mannequin and just lay it down, I mean, they sit way up here and they just doesn't look realistic. So anyway, let me grab the camera here and I'll give you a better look. So let me flip this guy over first. So the first thing I did was, well, here, let me put it back here for a second first before I get into that. First thing I did was I took a laser level and shot a line all along the body across the back and marked it out with a Sharpie. There I got a little off, but just so I know where to cut off to get it as flat as possible. And we'll flip this over here. So here you can see where that got all cut out, and I said I shortened it up, and basically what I did was I cut the legs in 2 different places and basically telescoped them down. You can see here where the joint is and where it used to be down here somewhere, and then the same thing up here in the thigh where it is shrunk up that much. So that got me down to about a 5'8" body, and then I used some epoxy sculpt to basically, you know, thin out not thin out, but smooth out these joints a little bit better. It's not perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect because it's just for a foam body anyway. You'll see I have some cracking in here. That's not because the epoxy sculpt shrunk. It's because my mannequin had fallen over one night and kind of broke the seams loose. But we'll just put a little bit of clay in there. So yeah, straighten out the arms a little bit. I had to cut a V in here and put some heat on it to straighten out the arms a little. But yeah, for the most part, that's it and ready to go. Filled in all the holes. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to mount it down to this piece of plywood. I took this piece of plywood and I put some polyurethane on it, a couple quick coats of polyurethane, just so the silicone didn't, you know, soak into the plywood and start bonding to it. So yeah, we're going to secure the mannequin down to the plywood, and then we're going to take some clay and try to fill in some of these gaps a little bit, because I don't want to have all this silicone, but I can't have any undercuts once we do the hard shell on top of it. So yeah, that's where we're at. All right, we used our crappy clay from AC Moore's. It's like the pottery, water-based pottery clay, but it'll work just fine. Got it all sealed down to to our board here, I guess that what you'd call it. Basically filled in any joints. Tried to beef out some of the big undercuts and they're not perfectly flat because I still want some contour of the body, but it's got to remember, so when we do the silicone, to try to fill that void in as much as possible, so when we put the hard shell in, then we don't have an undercut underneath the mannequin itself, and then we'd have a hard time getting it back out. So anyway, I think now we're pretty much ready for the silicone. We're going to use some paste wax, and we're going to coat the entire thing, the board and all, to use as a release agent, and hopefully that'll work. So then we'll be ready to start putting on silicone.